Perfect. So let's get started. Everyone has joined our YouTube live stream as well. So, hi everyone. Thank you so much for being a part of our 24-hour fundraiser. This is presented to you by Ikansh Foundation in collaboration with PS Studio and media partner Sunmark. Ikansh is a Gen Z-led nonprofit organization that aims to provide vocational education to underprivileged students. So if you are in a position where you can donate, please do visit the link in our bio. And if you're not able to do so, please feel free to volunteer your time or just spread awareness about the importance of vocational education because that conversation will go a long, long way. So a very big thank you to Vanshika, who is hosting our session on digital illustration. She is an absolute pro at this. So a little about Vanshika. She is a 21-year-old fourth-year B.Tech student at SRM University. She started illustrating on her phone sometime back and is now the founder of the photo field. I'll put in the link in her in the chat box. Feel free to check that out as well. So over to you, Vanshika.
So first of all, thank you for inviting me. One sec, I can't hear you.
No, I'm not saying anything.
Okay, yeah. So thank you for inviting me. And it's such a great initiative by you and your team, of course. So you already introduced me, but still I'll just introduce myself a bit. So my name is Vanshika, and currently I'm doing my BTech in computer science. But I was like, during the lockdown, I was like, I want to make these illustrations. But then I did not have access to a tablet or a graphic pencil, and I thought that it's necessary for to have these things to make illustrations. But then I randomly came across a few ads for this app, and so I just downloaded it and started making illustrations on my phone on that app. And now with like a little bit of practice, I've become better at it. And like till very recently, I was illustrating on my phone only. Now I've started like working on iPad and all as well, but I used to use my phone for a long time, so it's good enough, I would say. So today I'll just tell you guys like some basics about illustrating on phone. First, I'll tell you which app you can use and how you can install it, set it up, and just we can like do a basic illustration, and you people can even follow along, like download the app and do it alongside as well. So if you have any questions in the middle, like if something is not working out, you can ask me.
Perfect. That sounds great. I'll just drop in her Instagram ID in the chat box as well. So please feel free to check
Yeah,
that out.
sure.
So let's get started.
Okay, so I'll just switch to my other view for now. So is just a second. Huh. So is my phone visible now?
Yes, perfect. It's visible.
Okay, cool. So the app you can download is called Ibis Paint. I'll show it to you as well. So this is the app that I use for making illustrations on phone. You can use this one, or there are a few other options as well. Sketchbook is a good app. You can even try this. But today I'll be showing you on Ibis Paint itself. So should I get started with it, or does anyone have any questions before that? So I'll just get started if no one has any questions. Okay, so once you've downloaded the app, you can go to My Gallery, and then you can click on this plus sign to add a new picture. You can go to import picture and just select the picture which you want. So I'm going to go with this one. Okay, now, so first I'll tell you about the brushes. Actually, first you don't even need to make a picture. I mean, start with the picture. You can just open a blank page. And so first I'll tell you about the brushes. So to select the brush, you need to click on this brush icon right here. This brush icon. And here, through this, you can select which tool you want. So we can go with the brush tool. Now, usually for drawing, I use this one, Dip Pen Hard. And there are many other brushes as well. So first, I'll just show you this one. Dip Pen Hard. Okay, it's something like this. And one second. Yeah. So there are some other brushes which are actually locked in the free version, but you can just unlock it by watching a small ad. Okay, just 1 second, let that. Yeah. So now you have like a variety of pens available. Then some of them are normal pens, some are even like, acrylic colored pens. And then there is one hair pen. So if you want to make hair strokes, this one is very useful. Mm, then neon is there as well for, lights. And then there are some pens which make like sceneries or landscapes easier. Like, this grass one. So say you can just add grass directly. This is about the pens. Now, if I just go to the basic one, yeah, dip pen. So, initially the pen is like this. You can change the opacity of the pen through this slider. So if I reduce the opacity, you can see it's coming lighter, and you can increase the thickness from here. So as you can see, you can make it thicker or lighter accordingly. Now, some other tools to which you'll use frequently. One of them are eraser. So okay, the eraser was really big. So if you made something and you want to erase it, you can just use the eraser. And now if you want to undo something, you can just double tap on the screen and you can undo the previous action which you did. So other than that, to change the color of the brush, you can click on this icon right here, and you can even change the color of the brush from black to red. I mean, whichever color you want, of course. Like you can change the hue from here and the saturation of the color from here. Now, there's another thing which helps a lot while drawing, which is using the stabilizer. So now, like right now, if I draw a line, it will be a bit uneven or hazy, you can say. Now, if you see this hand icon right here, and you can make the stabilizer to 10. Like if you keep it on off, then the line is going to be way more uneven than when it is on full. So it's best to just keep it on full. It will assist you while drawing. Other than that, you can also switch on this force fade. So I like to use this. I mean, this is a personal choice if you want to use this or not. So force fade can be used to taper the ends of the line. Like if I switch it off, then you can see that the line is the same width throughout. However, if I switch this on and if I just increase the value a bit, you can see that it's being tapered from the ends. Similarly, if I choose this, then it's going to be even more sharp. The ends are going to be even more sharp. So this is one thing which comes useful. Then over here, there are some drawing tools available. Like this line tool is there. So if you want to draw a perfectly straight line, then you can use this line tool, because it's difficult to draw a straight line with just your finger. Like you can try, but it won't be perfect. So we can use this line tool and it will give you a straight line. Although mine are similar, but yeah. Then again, it has more shapes. Like if you want square, then you can use this to make the square. Right now, this taper is on, so just switch this off and you will get a good square. And then there's option of filling it with color as well. Like if you want to change the inner color fill, you can do that as well. Let me see. Yeah, there's another tool, Smudge tool. This also comes handy sometimes. So if you want to smudge your brush strokes, like I've made these right now, if I use the smudge tool, it'll get completely smudged. And this also you can control using these sliders. So if you want to reduce the extent, like suppose I smudged it this much right now, now I undo it by double tap and I just reduce the size of the brush, and the extent to which it will be smudged will be much lesser. And other than this, the text tool also comes useful. Like if you want to add text to the illustration, then you can just click on the screen, write some text, and you can change the size and everything over here. And you can add it to the picture. Also, if you want to like switch between the brush and eraser instantly, then you can use this icon right here beside the brush to switch. So now I've got the eraser and I can just, okay, one sec. So if you use if you add text, then you need to rasterize the layer before using any of these eraser and other tools. So we'll come to that later. So now we can start with the picture. Now, if you people want, you can get a picture of your own and you can draw alongside. One second. So once you like open the picture, you can zoom into the part you want. Now I'll tell you one very important thing which you need to know before starting your illustration. That's about layers. So you should never draw on the same layer as the photo. Like right now you can see this photo is there. Okay. So I want to draw something over it. Oh, also to select the color, you just need to long press on any part of the picture and the color will be selected. So I'm just long pressing over here. So I've selected the face color. Okay, I can, yeah. So if I draw on the same layer as the photo, and now if I think I've made a mistake and I want to erase it, if I take the eraser and try erasing this line, the picture behind it will get erased as well. So it's always better to create a new layer over the picture and then draw on that. So for that, what you can do is you can click on this icon over here. This is the layers icon. So if you click on it, you see all the current layers. Right now there's only one, and you can turn it on and off using this eye icon. So just click on plus to add a new layer. Now if I draw anything on this layer and if I erase it, you can see that the photo is not getting erased. So this just helps you in drawing and also erasing stuff later if you want. So now I'll just mm, make it a little bit. Like I'm going for 20 in this force fade for now. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the face and just show you a bit how to go about it, and after like making the basic part, how to add a bit of shadow and details and all of that. So you can just use your finger and basically trace the part you want. And yeah, so let's just start with this first. And we don't need to worry about the other elements for now because we can make them on layers above this. Like right now, I'm just going to make the face part. So now, how to fill in color? One option is you can go ahead like this with your finger and fill in, but that is a bit tedious and it also takes time. So what you can do is you can use the bucket tool to fill color in the uh, area. So now, the bucket tool won't work directly because the background is not plain. So if I fill in the bucket tool, it will be something like this, which won't fill the entire thing properly, basically. So I'm just going to undo all of this. And now I'm going to hide the photo layer, which is underneath it. Okay. So now if I come on this layer, what you can see is the background is plain. Now, if I use the bucket tool, then it gets filled completely just how it was supposed to. Okay. So the face is done. Now I want the neck part to be slightly darker than the face. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a layer underneath the face part. And I'm going to also choose the face color and then choose a slightly darker color than the face. for the neck. And now again, I'm going to hide the picture layer and then just fill in this. So right now it's looking weird, but once we complete it, it will look good. Now I'll just make a layer. This is the face part, okay, and this is the neck one. So I'll just make a layer above the face layer now. And we'll add the specs, I mean the sunglasses. Okay, so we've outlined the sunglasses. Now again we need to close the picture layer and then only can we fill in the sunglasses. Now if you can see, it's come over the face and the face hasn't been covered. Now if I move this face layer above the sunglasses, then you can see the sunglasses are being covered. This is why it's important to just make layers and work accordingly. It makes your life much easier. Now I'm going to add another layer over the face layer, okay, and I'm just going to hide the face, hide all the other layers actually, whichever we've drawn till now. And I'm just going to try making the hair part. Okay, so I'm gonna make the hair now. For now, I'm just going to outline with the same color and then we can add the brown highlights later to it. It's best to just like zoom in a lot so that you can mark the edges clearly. Okay, I've missed out some parts, so I'm just going to complete those. So now if I just switch on all layers, I can just correct it. And this is how it looks. So it's coming together now. Now I'll add a layer underneath the neck one. So we can just go ahead with the clothes now. Or we can make the hands and legs. So I'll just do that in the same layer as the neck because those things aren't clashing together. So I'm just going to make the hands quickly. And then fill it again similarly. Okay, now this hand has to be above the hair, right? So we're going to go to the layer above the hair and then we'll make the hand. Okay, so I'll just tell you how to add the hair highlights now. So what you can do is you can create a new layer above the hair layer, and you can hide the hair layer for now and switch on the original photo. So you can see this. Now you can just select the brown part. I mean, you can just select the color for the highlight, and you can make thin strokes for the highlights. So first I'll just make some of these. Now, as you can see, it's something like this. So right now it doesn't really look blended with the hair. So we're going to use the smudge tool to blend it properly. So we can just use the smudge tool a little bit. So you can see the difference on both sides. After smudging, it looks more natural and blended into the hair compared to this one. So I'll do that on this side as well. So as you can see, the hair highlights are done. So it looks something like this right now. Now we'll just go ahead with the clothes. So I'll add a layer under the neck and everything. And now we can start with the jacket first. This is done. Now, again, we can add a little bit of highlights and detailing to the jacket as well. So we'll take a darker color and go to a new layer, and then just, outline the darker parts of it like this. And maybe the creases in the clothes. Even the collar part. So you can just follow through the creases in the original picture and make them darker. Now we can just make these buttons. Yeah, so this part is done as well. And when you switch on the lower layer, you can see the difference. So I'm just similarly, I'm just going to make the dress as well. I mean, there's nothing new in this. So let me just make it. Now for the pattern of the dress, we can just use a brush. We can use the flower brush. That will make our job easier. And also we'll be able to add a lot of flowers with that. So you can just look through the brushes and see one you like. Now there are a lot of options in this as well. So I'm going to go with this rose. Actually, let me see. Yeah, I'm going to go with this rose one, and I'll choose a light color, and I'll just add flowers on the dress. Make sure to change. I mean, I'm just going to change the sizes as well. Something like this. So you can see this is what it looks like right now. It looks pretty good. Like, let's just add the rest of the items, the legs. So now for the legs again. Okay, it's still on cloud.
Oh, this really looks super pretty, Vanshika.
Thanks a lot. So anyhow, I'm just gonna add the legs as well. And again, we're doing this on a lower layer than the dress. So we don't need to we don't need to make the edges clearly. We can just go from here and continue. So now to make the differentiation, I'm going to take a darker color and take a new layer and just make the line in the middle as well, not so thick. So now you can see it's differentiated. Now I'm just going to make the shoes. Now I'll make a non-detailed version, so I won't be including all these different colors. I'll just make normal blue shoes. This again, we'll do this on a layer under the legs layer. Okay. So I think by now you must have understood why it's important to add layers. And this is it. So this is like a basic illustration. We haven't included too many details or anything. If there are any, like there's a smudge stroke over here, so I can just go to the hair ka layer and I can just erase this part, which is not looking good. Yeah, so this is like the basic thing. I can even add the mouth and everything in this. Let me just try adding it. For adding details, the picture needs to be kind of quite clear actually. So this one is not that clear, but still let me just try adding a mouth as well. So yeah, this is it. For like adding details, it's better if you just use a better quality picture. And also like starting me, you can just try doing it with lesser details, and later you can just add more details. So now I'm just going to color the background. I'm just using the fill tool to color the background on the lowest layer. So this is yeah, this is it. Like I've made